Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the FV3805. It's a Tier 9 British SPG located on the south spawn of Cliff. This one's under the command of CL1CKER. Game on! Well, as you may know, CL1CKER actually streams on Twitch TV, and he's very good as well. And he actually is located in the Far East, which means that he's not online at the same time as other people, but you can usually catch some of his streams out of the directory, or you might be able to catch him at some times of the day. Well, I'll put a link in so you can actually go to his Twitch page. Okay, well, he's got the FV3805. Only 2 of them were ever produced as prototypes. This one has got the 7.2 inch caliber gun, which is 182.9 millimeters, capable of 850 alpha, 46 millimeters of pen, and a 9.5 meter burst radius. It looks like the GeForce managed to get up the hill first, and our AMX13105 is trying to get up there. We've fired around at the... Oh, TNH just took a direct hit. Yes, that worked. But we're having to find a new firing position at the moment because, well, the G-Saw is now on top of the hill, so he could look. In fact, it's not just him up there. The Manticore's up there as well. But the AMX13105 is also there, and of course he's got the autoloader, whereas the Manticore's a single shot, and the G-Saw, well, not quite as powerful as the AMX105. So, yes, it could be an interesting fight, but the question is, has the AMX13105 fired any of his shots yet? CL1CKER fires a round in, and it does splash the enemy Manticore, I think it was, that it splashed. Well, it's actually the G-Saw that's showing the lack of hit points, so I got it wrong. But this might enable the AMX13105 to get both of these guys. He might take a hit, but in the end, he might get both of them. And just need CL1CKER to fire a round in right now, and they must realise that they're in trouble. Rounds out. Oh, that was a good one. 267 hit points on the G-Saw, but he's still alive. And it looks like the Manticore did take a hit as well, but our 13105 is now down to his last few hit points, which means he probably won't last very much longer. And in fact, we can see the G-Saw's only got 4 hit points, and oh dear, the AMX13105 got taken out from below by a Leopard 1 who was going around the edge of the cliff. But CL1CKER's firing around in, and did he get him? Yes, he got the G-Saw. Only 4 hit points, but it counts as a kill, and it takes the gun out of the game. Okay, so he did get some damage on the Manticore at the same time, funnily enough. Now, 2 enemy tanks, 1 TNH T-51 and the Leopard. He wants to go for the TNH first. He's very low on hit points. He's stationary. Rounds out. Let's see if this kills. Yes, it does! He's got his 2nd kill of the game. He has 2 of the 3 kills that his team have made so far. It looks like it landed right next door to the TNH and finished him off. And remember, that's the same TNH he got the original hit on right at the start of the game. Now, the FV3805 was designed based on the Centurion hull. They were going to build a series of them, but what happened in the end is they standardized the howitzers at 155mm and 105mm, and so they didn't go ahead and build the 7.2 inch gun, which is 182.9. They actually did design several vehicles with the same configuration. The FV3802 P1 actually had a 25 powder gun. Oh, now he nearly got the kill there on the Leopard 1, but he got taken out by our standard B just before the shell arrived. So it was basically, that was a kill steal by one of our teammates. And we do have somebody up on top of the hill now. A Centurion Action 10's gone up there, which is making life very uncomfortable for the Manticore with his long reload. But I don't think that Manticore's going to stay up there for long, because if the Centurion Action 10 gets 1 shot on him, he should expire. But that's an accurate hit on the IS-7. That's tier 10 game, obviously, with tier 9 tanks in it. Oh, now the Centurion's looking down below, and he's missed the fact that the Manticore sneaked up behind him and put around in his rear. Got to watch out for them because they've got 105mm main guns with decent pen. 390 Alpha. Rounds out on the IS-7, but unfortunately the shell arrives another fraction of a second too late for him to claim the kill. And he's changing position to avoid counter battery. Enemy Arty in this game is an M53-M55. We don't know where he is because, of course, we've had no signs, but obviously he is in the game because he does have a kill already. Okay, we've got two enemies here, a Monkey King and a Cobra. I think the Cobra is slightly more important than the Monkey King, but there's an Object 263 making his way across the bottom of the floor between the cap area, or the plateau. Going for the Monkey King. Oh, yes, he got a hit. 330. And the Monkey King, well, he's out the game because the standard B finished him off. Okay, there's that Cobra. There's the 263. When it made its way across that gap between this plateau and the other one, we're lined up on the 263, just waiting for the reload to complete. 35.47 seconds is the standard reload. And we can see that Clicker's got it down to 28.56. Lined up, rounds out, looks perfect. It is! Right on target, 369.
Watch out! Retreat!
Now he's got a better view than some of the enemy tanks, so some of his teammates rather. So that's why he can actually give them warnings, because if he's watching, he's looking to see where the enemy might be. And now he's got a sight of the Leopard 1. Now, can he get a shot on target? The Type 5's happy with that because he got warning. Saved himself some hit points. We're loaded. Rounds out. This could be a kill. It is! 3 kills now to Clicker. Oh, he's having a very good game on this one. That Leopard 1 wasn't paying attention to his quarters. One of the things you should always do if you're going into a position is know where you are likely to get hit from, which enemies are likely to strike you. And with an Arty in the game, you know you might get hit from any direction, but you need to be aware where it's dangerous for anyone to move, because the Arty might get you anyway. Oh, that was a direct hit! No explosion, so we know that he hit the Strib 1030 who was in that position. He got a direct hit, and with his thin armor, he's probably down to, well, a very small amount of hit points left. That 263's using the slope to get shots on our guys. We've got a T30 up the hill, which is probably what he's aiming at. Either that or the Jaegeru and the standard B. Okay, the Type 5 just got the kill on the Strib 1030. He was firing from a completely different direction. He's just up the Western Pass. He could see all the way to the sniper position at A5, so he knew he was there. And now we've got that 704. Now he can only fire one direction at a time because, of course, the gun's fixed at the front. And our teammates are going after them. And I don't think that guy's going to live very long. And there's only 3 enemies left anyway. One of them happens to be a Heshbon. 704 is about to die. There's the 4005, the Heshbon. Just took a splash. Unfortunately, he also killed our T95. But the 704 is terminated. And that just leaves one enemy left. And it happens to be the M53, M55. He still only has 1 kill, but there he is. He's on the move. Can we get a shot? Line him up. That's it. Perfect. Rounds out. This could be a kill. It is! Great game there by Clicker. Great shots. Well, that was a very good game by Clicker in the FV3805. He managed to get an ace tanker out of that one, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game. He managed to get 11. He also got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. And on top of that, he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And it was very effective. Some of his shots were very, very useful to his teammates indeed. Although he would have possibly ended up with a top gun, were it not for the fact that some of his teammates were a little quick on the draw and they managed to kill steal the tanks, the enemies that the clicker was going after. Yeah, I'm sure he would have got the top gun other than that because they got the kills instead. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in this game went to the Jaeger on our team with 4,088 hit points of damage. Second highest damage actually went to the Leopard 1 on the enemy team with 3,825. And the third highest damage went to the Centurion Action 10 on our team with 3,143. Clicker actually got 2,997. There was only 2 players on the enemy team who were above him, 2 players on his own team, which means he's 5th place on damage. When it came to kills, though, he was top with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the T30 on his team and the Prototypo Standard B, and that was they were joint 2nd place. And in 3rd place, we've got the T95 on our own team and the TVP 250-51 on the enemy team, and they were the highest scorer, the only person who got 2 kills on the enemy team. So, base XP, yep, he's got that one too. So, top in 2 of the columns, missed out on the other one by getting 5th. 1,081 base experience points went to Clicker, 938 went to the T54, and 917 went to the T95. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad in that one. Let's have a look at detail. 16 shots fired, a decent amount of ammunition. He was pumping those rounds downrange as soon as he knew he had a shell, and he lined up the target perfectly. 6 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot. Now let's see if we can see which one actually took the penetration. It was the Leopard 1, the best player on the enemy team. Yeah, he actually took a penetrating shot in that one. Let's just check it is that guy. Yes, it is. The top player on the enemy team took a penetrating shot from Clicker. And go back to the details. He also got 15 splashes, 2,997 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 11 of the enemy, killed 4, did 183, 1,836 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. So combined, he actually had closer to 5,000 hit points of damage out of, or combined damage in that game, and that was worth an ace tanker. He also, on a premium count, took away 6,393 credits profit, and he also got 1,622 experience points as well. So a very good game there by Clicker, showing how he can actually dominate in the FV3805. Now, this is not the only replay we've got on this video. Yes, we've got another one by Clicker. In fact, it's the very next replay that he played when he was actually playing that day. And I think it might also have been one that he was streaming at the time. So let's have a look at that replay right now. The second replay is on the east spawn of Sand River. Game on. Well, as I said at the start of the other replay, they made 2 prototypes of this Arty, and the original one was loaded with a 25-pounder howitzer, only that one, P1, and P2, the second prototype, actually had a 5.5-inch howitzer, a breech-loading quick-fire howitzer, but both guns were actually taken out of the vehicle, and they were not used as artillery. So just basically to test the prototype to see what it looked like, and in the end they were used as ammunition carriers. Well, he tried to get the enemy Lion as he was moving across the field, but it may be that he splashed it. He's following his teammates because, of course, there is an advantage to being near your teammates, or at least protecting them, because if you are protecting them, they can protect you as well. Okay, nice position here. I've used this one myself. Works very nicely. Can shoot right up the river valley. M5Y, lining it up. Just takes a little while to dial in. Okay, I think he thinks it's going to go forward. That's why he's lined up the shot ahead of the target. We've lost sight of the target. I'm not sure if the T95 or the Kunstpanzer are going to spot this guy. So, oh, there he is. Yes, he is still there. Rounds out. Looks good. He gets a direct hit for 410. Remember, 850 alpha. If it penetrates, it'll do that, or round about that. Got an AMX M454, a short distance away. Just along the lower edge of the map, the south edge. Okay, 2 working together, just the other side of the ridgeline. Now, they probably know our guys is just over that dune, and he's loaded. Rounds out the CL1CKER. Well, it lands short, but gets him 55 hit points and some splash, some stun. Yes, he's still got stun, but I don't think we're going to get anything out of that one. Nope, he's lost his stun, but look at that, there's a Jaegeru behind. This is a tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it. There's the Jaegeru. Okay, so to protect his teammates, he can hit this one. Rounds out. Well, he stunned him, but he got rid of the stun straight away. He obviously needed that his gun to be operational, so he needed to get rid of that stun pronto. And our teammate in the other Arty, who's in a M53, M55, managed to get his shot out, and he hit the side of the vehicle and tracked him as well. Okay, we're almost ready to go again. Rounds out. And that one's on the engine bay area. 185 from that one. I think the focus will be on the Jaegeru for the moment, because obviously we need that guy to go down. And we've got another 350 stun assist from our fellow Arty, who's just behind us. Unfortunately, he's gone into that little bowl area right in the corner of the map at K0. And it's fairly vulnerable there, because of course there's only really one spot you can go to in there, and the enemy Arty works that one out, then he could be taken out of the game. Rounds out in the AMX, direct hit, 354. We're moving a little way further forwards. You can see our teammates in that little bowl area. Okay. As I mentioned before, standard reload 35.47. This one's got 28.56. So there was two of these prototypes made. Another direct hit, but unfortunately they didn't get accepted, and so what they became is range vehicles that would actually be used on Shrewsbury Ness Range, which is a firing range in Britain. And they would carry the personnel around so they could actually go and look at the targets that had been hit. And one of the vehicles was painted duck egg blue, and it was called Major Picton's Palace. Oh, he got the kill! He took out the AMX in 454. Yes, an Arty is actually quite a spacious cabin if it doesn't actually have the howitzer in there. And so they can actually carry personnel around on the marshes, or the Shrewsbury Ness Marsh, which is actually, if I remember, actually it's a Shrewsbury Ness Sands, actually. I think it's a sandy area, but it can carry the crew around very easily in comfort. Now, there has been some discussion of a restoration of the vehicle, and I have seen pictures of this, but we don't know what the state of play is on that restoration. I think it ceased to happen after a while. Rounds out. Well, we can see the tracks of where he was. Oh, and he did get stunned. The problem we've got at the moment... Oh, CL1CKER's gone. The problem we've got at the moment is the enemy's ahead of us by just one tank. And they seem to be stopping our guys in the north from moving south, or moving west, I should say, towards the enemy cap. Lining up the shot on the T30, looks perfect, rounds out, could be a hit. It is! 284. He's racked up just under 2k of damage, or 1,700, and the T30 has gone. Now, right up on that plateau, they've got the Minotauro, and also, according to this, it's possibly an E100. There's the Object 268. He's down the valley, the riverbed. Rounds out. Lands just behind him for 222. So now he is at 2,000 hit points of actual damage, 642 of stun assist. And he's lining up a shot now on the T30 and the Minotauro at the same time. That's the Italian Tier 10 tank destroyer and a Tier 9 American tank destroyer. And the Jaegeru's only a short distance away as well, so lots of tank destroyers on the same space. Rounds out. This could be a double hit. Oh, it definitely hit the T30. No doubt about that. Yeah, the C-30 and the Minotauro have both been stunned. And we got a little stun assist there, but not a lot. Okay, he's fixed his tracks and pulled back. He didn't like that hit. He has lost a chunk of hit points. Rounds out again. Oh, he knows it. He knows it's coming, and he got hit on the engine deck. 261. Now, we are keeping pace with the enemy, but the unfortunate news is that now we're 2 tanks down. So, yes, this is looking a little bit of a problem now. Jaeger is sitting up there on the heights. A very difficult shot because the rock's in the way. We're having to drop the shell over the rock. Rounds out. Let's see if this works. Yes, it does. Hit the cabin. Looks like it went right into the side of the cabin as well. Okay, that 268 is still stopping our guys moving, and now we've got a problem because the Minotauro has actually come down to the riverbed and they're attacking the Emil 2. And if the 268 gets a shot in, yes, he does, and look at that huge hit point. And we tried to get the 268 back, but it's not close enough. And the Emil has gone down, so he's out the game. And now we're 3 down on the enemy. So all of our attack, our thrust that was going up the south end of the map, has actually basically failed, other than the E900, and he's being attacked by the enemy Arty. And I think we know where the enemy Arty is, because we can see the tracer is coming from the north, going directly south towards the E900. So it must be up in the... oh, we got the kill of the Jaegeru! Yep, the enemy Arty must be around about B1 or A1 or thereabouts, maybe up in A2, but that's where he's firing onto the E900. But I don't think anyone's spotting the E900 now, and their Arty is now trying to get our Strip 103. Yes, that was a beautiful shot on the Jaeger as well. Right on target. So now we're only 2 down, but it's still looking a bit dicey. He's trying to make a nest here. Give himself a little bit of protection from the enemy. Okay, there is an enemy tank coming close, the Lion, and we can see the enemy Arty is focusing on the Strip 103B. And there's also the 268 there as well. Okay, we're trying to get the Cobra because he's low on hit points, which makes him a splash kill. Lining up the shot, trying to work out where he's headed next. And he keeps maneuvering, which means he's a good player because he knows how to avoid Arty shots. Rounds out. And he got wiped out! That's another kill. So CKER is doing very well in this game as well. 3 kills for CKER, highest scorer on our team. The only unfortunate thing is now that we are getting close to the enemy. In fact, he's coming up behind us, the Lion. He's killed the M53. We're not loaded yet, but we will be momentarily. He's going to go for an overhead shot. Yes, he does get a hit, but the only thing he can do now is try and ram the Lion, and he has taken a hit, and he's out the game. Yeah, the FV3805 is based on a medium tank. It really doesn't have the force to take on a Lion. And sadly, that was the end of CKER's game. But he did do incredibly well. 3 kills. His performance was virtually the same as the previous game. But with only 3 tanks left on our team, 7 on the enemy, this is going to be very difficult. And the 268's perfectly lined up on us on the T95, and he gets one big shot right into his lower plate. The T95 gets one big hit back, but I think the 268, oh, he got shot in the rear, I think, by the Striv. Okay, well, we're moving backwards and forwards between us and our wreck. They can see that, oh, there's the T95 again. And both tank destroyers are fighting basically a different game for each. And oh, the Strip just got hit, but he got a shell back into the Lion. That's the Lion that took down CL1CKER. He's hiding behind that wreck. And oh, now we've got somebody else trying to shoot at us as well. The 268. We've been tracked, and of course we can't aim whilst we're tracked. And there's the kill shot. Unfortunately, the T95 gets taken down by the enemy Arty. So the Strip is now all on his own, and he's facing 5 enemies. And here comes the enemy Arty, and it looks like he wants a shotgun kill. They've got 2 Artys on the enemy team, and there's the kill shot that wins the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tanker for CL1CKER in the FV3805. It was also a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 16, and he got a Gauze medal as well for doing at least 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle in damage. But unfortunately, he couldn't survive this one because, well, his team did kind of fall apart, and he kept trying to keep pace with the enemy, but he couldn't in the end because simply there was too many of them, and his teammates weren't taking down as many of the enemy. We look at team score. We can see that the highest damage in the game actually went to the Object 268 on the enemy team, 4,481 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to the Cobra on the enemy team with 4,351. But in third place, CL1CKER managed to get 4,308 hit points of damage. So at least he was the lead player on his own team. When it came to kills, he shared the top spot with the Striv 103B. They both got three kills each, and so did the Cobra on the enemy team. And so that's 3 of them at the top slot. And when it came to base XP, we can see that the high scorer was the Cobra on the enemy team with 1,116. The only player to get over 1,000 base. 926 went to the M53, M55. You can see he knew where his W key was as well, because he was roaming around the battlefield, shooting at people, or shooting at our tanks, getting quite close to them. And 915 in third place goes to the Lion that actually took out CL1CKER in the end, unfortunately. Yes, he did come in third place on XP. But we can see the CL1CKER still got 626, which means he did put in the best performance on his own team, not only in damage, not only in kills, but also in XP as well. He was top for his team in that game. He fired 18 rounds of ammunition, so he did fire a lot in the game. Got 12 direct hits on the enemy. No penetrating shots though at all, but 19 splash. Damage of 4,308 hit points of damage. 3,948 of that was at more than 300 meters. So the others were close range. That was the Lion shot, the shotgun. There was no way he was going to get through that guy, but he had to do as much damage as he could. And really, under the circumstances, he did very, very well. And was the best player on the team. He did receive 2 hits. Both were penetrations. Yes, it's thin armor on this Arty. It's not designed to be particularly heavy. The howitzer was supposed to be the heavy thing in the vehicle. And in fact, it's only got 50.8 millimeters of armor all the way around on the hull. So there was no way he was going to be able to stop the shell. 10 enemy vehicles were damaged. 3 were killed. 649 hit points of stun assist off 15 stuns. Now, on a premium account, he actually suffered a loss in this game, 10,574 credits, but he did get the Achievements Award as well, because, of course, he did get an Epic medal, the Gauze medal, so at least that compensates him. And on top of that, he got 1,478 experience points. So, 2 very different games. The first one, of course, was the Ace Tanker with a Confederate, and the second one, well, it's a first class and a Gauze medal, so you can't, you must admit that he is very consistent in terms of the amount of damage he's doing. It's huge damage on the enemy, which shows he's very accurate with his shots. Just not always has the best team to play with him because the other guys let him down. If only they could be consistent, then I think CL1CKER would be winning every game. So I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.